Hey guys, it's you, Talk to Krishna again. So we are going to learn a new thing today, and it is going to be mapping data type. So let's not waste any more time and begin our presentation, shall we? Of course. Before that, you must know me, right? My name is Sai Krishna. I'm currently a student pursuing data science bachelor's degree at IIRE. So what are the objectives of this presentation or of this video? It's very simple. First, we'll introduce ourselves to mapping data types. Understand mapping data type through Python. So we are going to use Python language as a teacher to understand the applications and nitty-gritties of mapping data type. It's going to be a very fun ride and an informational one too. So let's start with introduction. Introduction to mapping data type. So what is its definition or its by default meaning? Well, it is essentially a way to store data, but the way it is stored is defined by this data type. It makes sense, but not much. Let's go in depth. The mapping data type is one of the prominent data types available for storing data. It is essential a way to store data, but the way it is stored is defined by its data type. The prominent avatars of the mapping data type are dict or dictionaries, which we all know and are familiar with as well. Dictionaries data are containers in Python and hash tables in many other languages. The data will be stored in form of key value pairs which are unordered by default. So first, what is this? What is a mapping data type? It acts like a data container, but the way it contains data is determined by this mapping data type. Usually, we just store data like in the form of a list or a tuple. But what mapping data type does is it creates a key value pair system where when you ask for the key, it gives you the value. Essentially, it is what a mapping data type is. So let's go into nitty-gritty creation. So how we create dictionaries in Python. As mapping data type is essentially a definition, let's explore it in the context of Python programming language. Yes, the creation. Dictionaries are Python's implementation of a data structure that is more generally known as an associative array or more familiarly known as mapping data type. A dictionary consists of collection of key value pairs. Each key value pair maps the key to its associated value. As I mentioned before, it creates a key which you can access in order to return a value. One can define a dictionary by enclosing a comma-separated list of key-value pairs in curly braces. A colon separates each key from its associated value. Don't get confused. The next slide will show you the picture so we can understand it better. As you can see, the whole key value pairs are enclosed in curly braces and the key and the value are separated by a colon and each key value pair are separated by a comma. So let's visualize how mapping actually works. So MLB team, and let's understand MLB team as the label for the soda bottle, for like let's say for the rack. Okay, each rack contains a drawer. The drawer name is Colorado. In that drawer there are Rockies. In the next drawer, the drawer name is Boston, and in that there is Red Box. So it's a very good way to understand how what a mapping data type essentially is. I'm going to repeat this example again. Imagine there is an enclosed beer bar, right? birva, or almari. In that enclosed armory, there are certain drawers which contain distinct names. Each drawer contains an object which has its own name. Our MLB team is the name of the Almira. Colorado is the name of the drawer, and the object which is inside the drawer is Rockies. So it is how you can understand and visualize mapping data type. Let's move on. So one can also construct a dictionary with the built-in dict function. The argument to dict should be a sequence of key value pairs. A list of tuple works well for this. So a list of tuple also works well for this, as you can see. If the key values are simple strings, they can be specified as keyword arguments. So here is another way to define MLB team, that is our dictionary. The entries in the dictionary are displayed in the order they were defined. So the order of the key value pairs is how you give the values to it. But that is irrelevant when it comes to retrieving them, as dictionaries do not support indexing. So, if they do not support indexing, how can one access them? That's the real question that we need to get answered. Because if we are storing the data, obviously we need to have a way to access them. Let's see how we can access them. A value is retrieved from a dictionary by specifying its corresponding key in square brackets. Suppose in MLB team, I want the value whose key name is Minnesota. So I will just say MLB team of Minnesota, and it returns me the value that is wins. Very simple. Now, adding an entry to an existing dictionary is simply a matter of assigning new key and value. Oh, this one is a very good one. Now, by this, what we can understand is dictionaries are mutable. Means they support mutable property like list. So, if you want to change the existing data, what we need to do is just say MLB of Kansas City will become Royals. Before it was something else, but now whenever I ask for Kansas City, it returns me Royals now. Good thing. If you want to update an entry, you can just assign a new value to an existing key. So here it is. To delete an entry, use the delete statement specifying the key to delete. Now this is also very easy. If you want to delete a key or a value, you can just do it. So we can use a delete keyword to actually delete the key value pairs or the data present in the dictionary. This is a good thing. Retrieving the values in the sublist or subdictionaries requires an additional index or key. So we all are familiar with what we say, list of lists, right? Nested list. That's the right word. Nested list. Well, how we access them? We used to use two indexes to access them. Similarly, whenever when there is a situation of having nested dictionaries, we do the same thing, right? Okay. Now, values contained in a dictionary don't need to be the same type. In person, some of the values are string, one is an integer, one is a list, and one is another dictionary. Just as the values in a dictionary don't need to be of the same data type, the keys don't either. So okay, you have understood. It supports multiple data types as a key and values. As you have seen in the person, let me go back. This person dictionary contains strings, numbers, strings and numbers, which are two different data types, but dictionaries support those different data types. So we can say dictionaries support different data types for keys and values. So okay, now this is one thing, you just understand it. Usually what we do is for a key we use a string, but we can actually use a numerical value as a key also. This example is here to prove it. We are finally done with accessing the dictionaries part. Now there are certain restrictions. Nothing comes free and nothing comes without any conditions. So dictionaries also have certain conditions that we all need to comply. However, there are a couple of restrictions that dictionaries keys must abide by. Just repeating the same thing. A given key can appear in a dictionary only once. Duplicate keys are not allowed. A dictionary maps each key to a corresponding value. So it doesn't make sense to map a particular key more than once. So there can be only distinct keys, and if you try to uh, enter a new key with a new value, it just updates the key value pair but does not add another key to it. A dictionary key must be of a type that is immutable. You have already seen examples where several of the immutable types you are familiar with, integer, float, string, and boolean, have served as dictionary keys. This is a very important restriction if you ask me. That is, dictionary keys must be immutable. They cannot be mutable. That's why we can only use things, data structures or data containers which are immutable in nature. Well, you have already seen this to happen. A tuple can also be a dictionary key because tuples are immutable. Yes, true. So what we have, just a second. Okay, now however, neither a list nor a dictionary can serve as a dictionary key because lists and dictionaries are mutable. Well, it's how it is. We cannot use keys which are mutable in nature. So what is the summary? What is everything that you have learned till now? Lists and dictionaries are two of the most frequently used Python data types. As you have seen, they have several similarities but differ in how their elements are accessed. List elements are accessed by a numerical index based on order, and dictionary elements are accessed by keys. Well, good thing we have learned about dictionary is essentially mapping data types. Python was just a way to understand them, and dictionaries just was an example to understand mapping data types. Well, guys, thank you very much for listening to this presentation. I hope you have learned a lot about mapping data types and dictionaries. So let's meet with another video. Till then, have a good one. Sayonara.